Now, I'm Sophie Brown with 32.ie, and this evening we're very lucky to be with Jon Kenny, well known in every Irish household, I'm sure.
It's a song that I do on the show. It's a true story about my an ex-girlfriend of mine that I was at her wedding, you see. And it's a whole sketch about how I went out on my first date with her when I was only about 13. But then I ended up at her wedding, but I didn't know it was her wedding. I was actually singing at the church. It's a true story in Bruff, and she didn't know I was singing at her wedding, and I didn't know it was her wedding. And we hadn't met in 20-something years. So anyway, this is the song. When we were 13, we had a dream, happy we live ever after. But I stand here today, her dad gave her away, and I never had a chance to love her. That's why I slipped the tongue on the bride. I slipped the tongue on the bride. When the photo went snap, my tongue took a nap. Oh, I slipped the tongue on the bride. You actually, that's an awful thing to say, slipping the tongue on the bride. Anyway, I did it, that's a true story, and I did slip the tongue on. So that's a bit of that.
So, Jon, you're completely multi-talented. Everything you've put your hand to, you've been successful at, between music and acting and comedy. Which has been, how have you managed to perfect so many skills?
I don't know that I perfect them now, I'm a bit of a chancer. I just like doing things, I suppose, And I was, I like to do different things too. I mean, I started off many years ago with a band, and I think out of the band then after that, because I left out school very early. I left school when I was 16, just 16, and I hadn't much, and I was dyslexic at school as well. I was very bad. I mean, reading and writing were a huge problem for me. It's probably one of the reasons I didn't get on well in school, and I didn't mind running out of the gates of not going back. But I think after I spent some time, it's after the time I'd spent about maybe 7 or 8 years with the band, and a friend of mine sort of got me into reading plays, and he said to me, I think you can act, and I've never tried it, And yet I was always performing on stage with the band, like, to some extent, but I'd never done straight plays or acting or anything like that. So I kind of got into reading plays, and then out of that I started doing plays even when I was with the band, and then I suddenly realised that I was really loving doing the theatre work and the plays, and I decided I was going to give it up, the band, and I gave up the band. But in that sort of transition, I saw a dance company doing something, and I was kind of fascinated with what they did, the show they put on, and I said to myself, I'd love to learn how to do that now, Yeah. And I think the chance to do different things, I suddenly realised, well, I'm in my early 20s, and I think that just kind of framed the way, I think the 10 years of the band sort of framed me, the rest of my life, to just wanting to do different things and to change and not to stay at the one thing, and kind of jack of all trades and master of none, and I enjoy them all, and I think that's how I got into doing so many different things, and I got interested in mime and dance through Theatre Omnibus and John Regan, who I worked with, and then
you ended up in New York with that.
We did, yeah, which is great. Like, I mean, I don't think I'll never see the inside of Lincoln Arts Centre again, but at least I can say I performed there a few times. And it was a great opportunity, and I suppose all those things and experiences sort of shape the way you look at things as well,
And which has kind of been the hardest to master? Becoming a comedian is no easy feat. You have to go up there and make people laugh, but you have a way of interpreting people and making it.
I don't know, because I never thought about that, and I don't. And it's a funny thing, when I do start to analyse it, I don't, and I often say to myself I should go and see more performers and more comedians just to see what's going on out there, and then I don't, because I think I want to do my own thing, and my own thing is my own thing,
Yeah.
And I think my performance style has changed a lot, because it's from within myself.
Scripted down.
Yeah, it's very bare. It is. Yeah. It's there's nothing. It's just me and a microphone now.
Yeah.
And I can go in and out of characters and accents and people and locations, and I just do it in a kind of a physical way. So I'm enjoying that as well.
So
there is a sort of sense that things are different, and the audience make it different, and they can still guide the thing as to where it's going and where it might end up.
So how's the tour going overall then? Yeah.
It's going well, you know. I'm enjoying the gigs, you know. But it's I think it's probably like everything else out there at the moment. It's hard, you know, because some people have been hit very badly with the whole carry on with everything kind of collapsing around their ears and that, and so some people are hurting really badly. So yeah, theatre work seems to be, it's okay, but everything is down, you know. But I'm lucky. I'm on my own. I can, you know, I'm surviving, which is good, and I'm making a living still, and I'm managing to pay the bills. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. You know, or whatever about anything else, you know. Once them lads are paid, you know. Yeah.
And what's in the future for you? I know you mentioned you're doing a bit of theatre work. You're still going to carry on doing your stand-up for...
Yeah, I think for the foreseeable future I will, you know. I'm going to do a few plays, and I'm kind of working on just ideas for... I need to get more exposure. Doesn't everyone in show business? But I probably more than ever now I need to do a bit of TV work seriously and look at it seriously, which is something I've never done. I was never interested in doing it. And I said to myself, yeah, I got to get some. So I'm kind of working on some ideas for that. And I just want to come up with kind of a different approach to it, or a different concept to it. And I'm kind of working on that at the moment, which we kind of half dramatised. It'll be comedy, but it'll be very real, you know. It'll be a very real thing, you know, quite topical to some extent, you know, but thing at the moment in my head. And I have to write it down as well now. I can't keep it all in my head, you know.
And is there anything you'd like to say to your fans, particularly your Kenny fans at the moment?
Well, I wouldn't have, just thanks for, I suppose, all the support and keeping me going down through the years, because it's without people coming to see the gigs, I suppose I couldn't keep on doing what I'm doing. So, and I'm kind of lucky to be able to, to be able to do what you want to do in life, or what you like, is a kind of a privilege, really. Sometimes we don't think about it like that, but it's an honour really to be able to just say, God, yeah, I'm happy doing this. This is what I want to do. And people keep that whole dream going, like, you know. Yeah. And I could be in Thomastown in October. Watch out, Thomastown, I'm coming.
That's where our editor is from. I'm sure she'll be there with bells on.
Good.
Fantastic,
right.
Jon. Thank you very much.
Not at all. Thanks a million.